Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm John.
I'm Lizzie.
And this is Harry Potter and the Second Time Reader.
Woo.
Okay, thoughts on the book?
The whole book?
Yeah.
I love this book so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the best?
I don't know if it's I don't know. I was sitting after I finished it and I was just like, wow, I love this book.
Yeah.
Like I was just sitting there enjoying
It's
the moment.
remarkable, right?
It was so good.
Yeah.
And it's good from the beginning too.
Yeah.
Like, and there's not really a slow part either.
I know.
Cause which is the one with the Quidditch World Cup? Is that Four?
Four.
Because that one I really like, but then the Quidditch part is just like so slow to me. But this, I was just like consistently enjoying the entire time.
Every chapter of this book is
fantastic.
gripping.
Yeah.
What was the, explain to me your voice note, because I want to talk about that for a second, because we kind of mentioned this last one.
Explain my voice note?
Or no, just like re-voice note your voice note.
Just play it.
Yeah, we could just play it.
Can I just play it?
Yeah, just play it.
It's like a minute long. Well, I was sitting thinking about my theory about how they've been in the cave before. It's 2 minutes long.
That's all right. Play it.
I got it back. So, if Dumbledore had been in the cave before, he could have drank some of the potion, realized, oh, this is going to kill me, stopped, left, gotten Snape, said, hey, I got to drink this potion to destroy Lord Voldemort because he trusts Snape. And then Snape and Dumbledore go down, and they, like, prepare an antidote, whatever they got to do. They could take multiple trips. They could figure out what the last ultimate, cure for the poison potion is. And then he could have just gone with Snape. And then, just not had to die because Snape could immediately give him the antidote. And then they could have the Horcrux and just walk out together. Because if Dumbledore trusted Snape that much, why didn't he do that? Or did
Valid.
he do that because
She's
Dumbledore
good.
really doesn't trust Snape and he doesn't want to?
Such a good point.
I don't know. Dumbledore or Voldemort. Oh my gosh, Snape isn't gonna destroy a Horcrux. Like, how far does Dumbledore actually trust him? Because everybody in the hospital wing right now is like he just stupefied somebody. Like in Luna, what was that? Yeah, Luna and Hermione were outside his office, and sorry, I'm eating pretzels because I'm like
It's like stress eating.
so excited, I guess. But he stupefied or killed somebody, whoever came to give him the information to join the fight.
Yeah.
So anyway, I gotta get through more of this, but that was my only point because that really kind of like disproves. Because why would he choose Harry over choosing Snape unless
Great.
there was a rift in his trust?
Great question.
And
And don't say that in the Discord. That's what I said. But yeah, because at that point I didn't even know that Snape was gonna get in a fight with Harry or anything. So
Yeah.
the only thing I had to go off of was him like stupefying that person from the Order or whatever he did to that person. But yeah, I'm like, if he went down there, why would he not just take Snape with him to make the potion?
I think you can trust someone. So I'll bolster your argument a little bit and then tear it down at the same time. I think you can trust someone. Like, you can trust a drug addict, but you don't want to like lead them around drugs. You know, it's the same thing with Snape. You can trust him almost fully in the certain tasks that you've given him, but you might not want to lead him into a cave with a Horcrux or even. Do you think Snape knows what Horcruxes are?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you that whenever you finished your thoughts.
Yeah, because this seems like right now the perception that you have is that not a lot of people know about Horcruxes.
Yeah.
Like, potentially the professors know a little bit. They don't really know like the extent of it. So Dumbledore, what he seems to be doing in the cave right now, for our understanding, is passing down to Harry the knowledge of what Lord Voldemort is up to, and he's passing it down like through this experience that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harry, because he's the chosen one, he has to take him here. Snape's not the chosen one. And so I think it necessitates that
Okay.
Harry is the one that defeats Voldemort and not Snape, even though Snape would probably be the more worthy person, or not more worthy, but the more logical option to take if you fully trust in him. So Dumbledore has some stock in the prophecy, at least. He believes it to some extent.
I think Dumbledore should try to live as long as he can, though. That's
Well,
why
yeah.
I was like confused that he wouldn't take Snape, even if it's for the sake of like Harry's learning experience, because they can just do that on the next one, you know?
It's true, but they don't know where the next one is, and it's the end of the school year. Harry, like Voldemort's gaining power. Harry has to be equipped now with the knowledge of how to defeat Voldemort. If they delay or wait for another one, they don't know when another one could come. Like they're adamantly searching for one, but Harry needs to know now. So maybe the plan for Dumbledore was you split up and you go in that direction and look for Horcruxes. I'll split up and go in this direction. We'll meet, in the middle whenever we find one. We'll pair together. That was probably the plan of Dumbledore, but it didn't work, obviously.
My crazy thought in all of this, because I kept trying to find ways that Dumbledore wouldn't be dead because I was in denial to the last moment. But I was like, what if Dumbledore went to Snape and was like, look, I think I have to die to get this Horcrux. And then Snape is like, well, I conveniently have to kill you to
Why would he
like,
conveniently have to kill?
his unbreakable vow with Malfoy. And then they were like, perfect, I have to die and you have to kill me. So then they like created this whole scheme of like,
That's dark.
boom. I know. I don't like that. But that doesn't make sense because I don't know. Because now Snape, I feel like, has no choice but to be stuck with the Death Eaters.
Yeah.
And same with Malfoy. Like, I don't expect Malfoy to come back to school. I think he's just going to be like a Death Eater now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think your argument, your argument against yourself is a compelling one. Why didn't Dumbledore take Snape? Does he really trust Snape? Is there some larger plot going on that you just don't know? Like, those are the questions. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the argument is that that helps prove the point that he's never been there before. And he doesn't really know what he's getting himself into. That could be like the easiest answer to the argument. Maybe he should have taken Snape, but he didn't think it was going to be that serious, or that like severe. So he didn't bring Severus. Hey.
Wow.
And he just took Harry with him because he thought, like, okay, I need to equip Harry the knowledge, but this task won't be crazy. So maybe he's just never been in the cave before. That solves a lot of your
won't
problems.
Be crazy. It's the Dark Lords.
I know for sure,
like,
but
all of his
how?
power.
But we don't know any. Like, okay, so the ring. It didn't seem like the ring was difficult to get. The ring seemed to put a curse on him.
Yeah,
The
what was
locket.
the ring?
Yeah.
Also, it's not even
It's
the
not even
locket.
the locket,
I
yeah.
was like flabbergasted.
Those. So that's the other thing. Those initials RAB.
Yeah,
You don't know who that is.
I don't know. I was trying to think of like everybody I know with those initials. And then I thought maybe it's 3 people,
Ooh.
and it was like the first iteration of the Order of the Phoenix.
Okay.
But I don't know, cause everybody I can think of is not. It's like there's one initial, cause I'm like the Boneses.
Oh, I like
the
that.
Bodhi guy.
Okay.
Or Rufus.
Rufus Scrimgeour.
Regulus Black.
Interesting.
But then I was like, could be like Regulus, Alistair, and like somebody else. And the Bones girl. And they could be like a trio. I don't know. Somebody, I feel like that person maybe died already.
Which person died?
The person who wrote that letter, because in the
Ooh.
letter it was like, I'm gonna be long gone.
So he expected himself to die.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that in a bit, but give me a quick summary before we do this of chapter 28, because we're not even close to that one yet. Chapter 28 is the flight of the prince.
So this is when Harry fights Snape and the Death Eaters in Hogwarts, and then they find Dumbledore's body.
Yeah.
Also, like, Hagrid is getting attacked too, but he's
Yeah.
fine. And then by Dumbledore, there's the locket, but inside the locket, there's this letter that's like I already took the Horcrux. Why
Yeah.
is he sitting there?
I don't know. He just gave a little bark.
Yeah,
Yeah, they find the note in the locket, which is
I've
R.I.P.
stolen the real Horcrux and intend to destroy it as soon as I can. I face death in the hope that when you
Meet
seek your match, you will be mortal once more. So he's like preparing the way for Harry, I guess.
Yeah. So do you think that Dumbledore died for nothing?
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
That revelation after is crushing.
Yeah, that's on the next page. Dumbledore had weakened himself by drinking that terrible potion for nothing. And I was like, no!
I know.
Why?
That's like almost, maybe not almost worse, but it's like kind of close to it. Where when Sirius dies, Harry finds the mirror where he could like communicate
Yeah.
with him. This is like almost the same, where they went through all this and it was literally for nothing. It wasn't even for a Horcrux. Somebody already found it. Do you think the Horcrux is destroyed? Do you think that person succeeded in trying to destroy that Horcrux, or those people?
I'm gonna say no. I
Okay.
think it's probably really hard to destroy a Horcrux.
Okay. How do you destroy a Horcrux?
I don't know. Smash it. Take a magical knife.
You sound like Gimli at the Fellowship of the Rings, where he tries to smash the ring with the
Yeah.
axe.
Somebody's gotta do it. Yeah, and I also kind of wonder if it has like any allure to keeping it like the ring, or like you don't want to destroy it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Maybe they all have to be destroyed in the same way, and there's like a certain potion you have to put it in, or like chuck it in like a cave with a dragon or something, and like that's how they die.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I feel like you can't just take an axe to it and
Yeah.
that'd be that.
Yeah. It seems like you have to destroy it in some very.
Or like curse it. Maybe
Yeah.
you have to Avada Kedavra.
I mean, because think about it. The ring wasn't destroyed till later on in the books, when Harry found out the ring was destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's like Dumbledore had difficulty trying to figure out.
But it
how
was
to
like
destroy the thing.
cracked, right?
Yeah, it was cracked, but
But it was still whole
Yeah.
enough that he could wear it.
so he couldn't quite figure it out.
Maybe you have to put it in a love potion.
Oh man.
It just can't exist together.
Dang, that's actually kind of fascinating. Yeah, I wonder like what a rap sheet of things would be to kill Horcruxes. Be interesting. What do you think of Snape?
I'm so mad at Snape.
Right.
I hate Snape now.
Right.
Yeah, Snape moved me into the anger phase of processing grief. Cause yeah, I was just like so pissed at him. Like I don't understand what's happening, but now it feels like he's totally gone.
Yeah.
And all of my like far-fetched theories of like, oh, I can make this work somehow in the plan and Dumbledore's fine. Like there's no way. I feel like that
Because Snape
can
just
do
seemed to do
that.
it with resentment. Like when he was like fighting Harry, he seemed like he wanted nothing to. He was like doing it lazily and like,
Yeah.
yelling at him to not
I
call him
hate
coward
that. And I feel like if he was still good, he would like have some moment of sympathy, and there would even just be like
Yeah.
eye contact,
Yeah.
and just you have like a little knowing moment of like, look, I have to do this, and
Yep.
then like run away. But it was literally like fighting him. No, Voldemort has to take him, and then gone.
Because you've gotten that before in her
Yeah.
writing, where she sneaks little things in, but this one you have nothing.
Yeah.
Snape is just furious, and he's furiously running away, and he's like making fun of Harry too, in the midst of everything, which
I hated that part.
is just gross.
I feel like that's very like younger sibling core. It was like fighting with your older siblings and they're like barely putting any effort into it,
Yeah,
and you're just like, stop, like give me a chance.
Yeah, I
Let
know.
me fight you.
Yeah,
And they're just
seriously.
like holding you by your head.
They're just like sitting on you
Yeah.
while you can't do anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you think that he's actually a good wizard though? Like, even though he's evil, even though we hate him, do you think he's skilled?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's probably one of the more powerful wizards,
Yeah.
especially like in his practical magic, but then also because of his occlumency and legilimency skills.
Mhm.
It's like an extra level that even like the best wizards don't have
Yeah.
that compares to him. So it's kind of like a double-edged wand.
So yeah, double-edged wand, dude. I like that. Yeah, I think that's a fascinating point because like he not only can do skilled magic, but he's like a very versatile wizard. He's good with potions, he's good with occlumency, good with like shutting his mind off and going into people's minds. He's good at like everything kind of.
Yeah.
Good at defense against the dark arts because he's teaching it right now. Good at non-verbal spells. And like even how he's fighting Harry, like it says he's like flicking his wand away with like laziness. Like he's like almost bored of Harry because he's like not even a challenge to him. So it really elevates how good Snape is at what he does, which makes you even angrier that he didn't save Dumbledore because he could have if he wanted to. So it's like infuriating.
Yeah. That was a cool spell though when it was like the whip that was
Yeah.
kind of like fire or something.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like that it's used against
Yeah.
Harry, but I was like, oh, okay.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So RAB could be potentially 3 people or 3 families or 1 person, or could it be multiple people?
Yes. All of the above.
You
I
just
don't know.
yet.
I didn't really like spend too much time thinking about who it was.
Do you think that we've come across this person before?
I feel like we have to, but at the same time, I feel like if we did, she wouldn't have put the initials there because that's so obvious. But I don't know.
Yeah, it would
I'm
make it
also
obvious.
like dumb, so I don't remember all the little side mention people.
Yeah. It could have just been like a quick side mention of a person. Or like, yeah, never mind.
Or they're gonna be like, this person was like sweeping the corner of the hogshead. Duh. Like, how did you not notice that?
Exactly. But yeah, Dumbledore, in your mind, officially dead.
Honestly, in like the last chapter, when the fire like created the coffin, I was like, he's coming back.
Can you imagine?
He's gonna show
He
up in the
rises-
flames.
Rises from the fire.
But no, he's gone. Yeah, he's dead. Very sad.
My point, or I mean your point, could he have potentially made a Horcrux?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So if he did, is he coming back?
I guess if you had a Horcrux, why would you not come back? But I don't feel like he's coming back right now.
Do you think that Dumbledore would have made a Horcrux? Maybe that's the better question.
Maybe in his like younger days, like he was a bad
Ooh, okay.
wizard. He had a little transformation. But now you just have a Horcrux forever. Because you can't,
Interesting.
or can you destroy your own Horcrux? Is that like super dark magic?
How do you think you could destroy your own Horcrux? How do you think?
Just like eat the object.
Ew. How do you make a Horcrux?
I don't think that was ever explained to me.
It's not fully explained. It's explained in some part.
You have to murder somebody.
Yeah, you have to murder someone. So
But that still has like no ties to the process.
yeah,
That's just like
yeah. It's
murder
just like,
someone.
yeah. And then
make
there's a process
Horcrux.
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't know the process behind it.
Maybe you have to like make a potion with their blood or something.
Ew, gross.
I don't know. Or like put their blood in your body, like drink their
Ew.
blood. I don't know. I'm just gonna say magic. That's how everything happens. Just explain it to me.
I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I think if you're a really good potions master, you could drink it and then like figure out what's in it. Cause you don't have to drink all of it. Like you can have a sip and then leave.
I don't know if you could. In a weird way, when I was reading that, and again, you read something in a little different way than I do. When I was reading that, I was like, when you drink that potion, you're almost bound to do that. There's a slight difference in the movie when he drinks the potion. Immediately, he feels horrendous pain. It's not like a slow ramp up.
Yeah.
In the books, it's like a slow ramp up. So maybe you could drink like a sip and then like leave and like regurgitate it and like dissect it. I don't know, like figure out the chemical compound of that and like
Yummy.
know how to like overcome it. But I don't know. My reading is like when you started drinking that, you had to see it to completion. There was no like drinking
Yeah,
halfway.
it's like you accept your fate.
Yeah, it was like it's like maybe like a slow ticker. Like as soon as you start drinking it, you have an hour on the clock. And
How do we know that was there for the first person and that RAB didn't fill that up? Trying to kill the next
That's a
person
great
to get all
question.
the glory.
That's a great question. Did RAB actually fill up the thing with that?
He could have. Because as soon as I realized somebody else had been there, I was like, okay, so the magic does have to be undone every time you enter
Yeah.
a cave.
Yeah.
But then I'm assuming like something was in the bowl thing. Was that a pensive?
No,
Whatever it was.
it was just like a basin.
I'm assuming it had something in it, but I don't necessarily believe that it's the same thing
Okay.
that was there after RAB put it there.
Interesting. Okay. So
Unless it like refills.
okay.
Like where would it refill?
Do you think? Okay, so I guess here's the question: if it has to be done with another person, like do you like let's just kind of assume that it's an impossibility to do on your own, because at one point Dumbledore like falls over and Harry has to like go to the basin
Yeah.
and come back and give it to him. It'd be pretty difficult to do on your own. Maybe like Dumbledore really could have done it, but there's not a ton of wizards out there who can do it on
He's
their own.
acting. He also is like really old too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Maybe a young whippersnapper
Yeah, that's kind of true.
could do it.
Yeah, that's very true. But if RAB went and got it, who did he take?
I don't even know who RAB is,
Yeah.
so how would I know who's he taking? He's taking Snape, the potions master.
Okay, interesting. When Voldemort goes to go check up on his Horcrux, does he take another person with him?
What if Voldemort took RAB and then RAB is like... Because who else even knows about Horcruxes? That is... Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know.
Here's something.
Snape... Like, Snape knows, right?
Yeah.
But why does Snape know? Did he just do all the Death Eaters
Does
know?
Snape know?
I don't know. I feel like not.
I don't think he does. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm changing my mind like by the second.
So here's another interesting and a pretty disturbing point that it's like a small mention in this book in the cave chapter, and you kind of glance over it. But Harry's power didn't really get recognized because he was that of a child. So when they were going into the boat, it was like a boat really made for one person. But Dumbledore was like, "It's okay, Harry. You're a kid. It's not even going to recognize." So the cave is
taking
essentially designed that
kids.
one adult wizard is supposed to go over. So as Voldemort, this is the cave that he tortured kids in. So is he making this thing where like you bring a kid in, you torture
Ew.
a kid, and then you get the potion?
He
Which is
also
pretty
needs
reprehensible.
blood to get in there.
Yeah.
Does Voldemort have blood in his like snake form?
Yeah, he has Harry's blood in him, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
wild.
That's true. That's disgusting. I hate
Yeah.
that.
It's
If
gross,
he's like
right?
taking a kid with him and then just cutting them and like smearing them against the wall.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, right?
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
On to the next chapter, the Phoenix Lament. Give me a quick summary of the Phoenix Lament.
Hagrid takes Harry up to the castle or Hogwarts, and then they all go to the hospital wing, and it's Tonks and Lupin
Yeah.
who end up like falling in love, or I don't know, they hash it out, and then Bill and Fleur who are still getting married.
Yeah.
And then it's the Weasleys, Hermione, Ron, everybody's there. And they just it's kind of like an information dump in a way. It's like an information processing.
Yep.
Because I don't think we really learn anything new. You learn like the order side of the story,
Yeah.
but
There's no real new information that comes
yeah,
up in this
they're
chapter.
all just working through what happened. And then
And he's like wrestling through the pain of, grief, and
yeah.
you're like too deep in his head right now.
It's wild.
I
I was
know.
so sad. These are
I
so
know.
depressing.
I know. It's a sad chunk of chapters.
Oh, and then he talks to McGonagall.
Yeah.
Or doesn't talk to McGonagall.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the first questions I have for this chapter. Should Harry be telling more people about Horcruxes?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because Dumbledore said not to say anything.
Yeah, but what does Dumbledore know?
Whoa.
Is Dumbledore wrong about that?
About not telling people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually wasn't questioning Dumbledore for once. And now you're questioning him. This is confusing. I feel like the less people you tell, there's less danger in that. Because there's less spotlight. Nobody's going to be talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't feel like going and telling the world, oh, there's Horcruxes everywhere. I don't think that's really going to be that beneficial to him. And the people that are going to protect him are going to protect him whether or not they know what he's doing. But
is Harry being short-sighted by not telling someone like Minerva McGonagall?
But what's she going to do?
What's she not going to do? I feel like she's one of the people that you should maybe tell. I feel like she can if you have McGonagall as like a bodyguard, or like she can work out clues heck of a lot better than I think all three of them could.
But he can just go with a question and not be like, hey, I'm walking into Voldemort's lair, gonna go kill Horcruxes. Because I feel like she would not support that decision. Especially now that she's the Hogwarts headmaster.
Yeah, very true. And her responsibility should be to the students. Well, is she that? Yeah. Is she... Okay, wild question. What do you think is going to happen? What does Harry say at the end of this book? Is he coming back or not?
No, he's not coming back.
So is Hogwarts going to be the same? Is Hogwarts going to be run by McGonagall and it's going to be very safe? Or is Voldemort going to infiltrate Hogwarts? And is Hogwarts going to be run by purebloods? Will McGonagall be dead by the next book?
Yikes. What? I hope not. I don't know. I was really surprised that Harry was like, I'm not coming back to school. That I was like flabbergasted. I was like, what are you going to do? Like, he's just going to go trolump through the woods? Like, I don't even know where these things are. But I think McGonagall is going to run Hogwarts, but I think it's going to be different.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be as good. I feel like she's going to be very restrictive.
Yeah. She's not as as much of a free thinker as Dumbledore is.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot less students, which is going to be weird. So I feel like the education wouldn't be as good. Like maybe they just kind of all start slacking and it's like, we're just here because that's what we do. And then they're all preoccupied with like bigger things. Because I feel like now everyone has a personal reason to hate Voldemort. He's not like an arbitrary bad guy. He's like, you killed Dumbledore. So yeah,
interesting.
But I also remember like the Ministry has fallen. I remember that line, but I don't know if the Ministry like takes over Hogwarts because they did that in the past.
Yeah,
but I feel like without Umbridge, they maybe wouldn't do that. Or like the new minister seems better.
He does seem better.
Mildly.
Yeah. Mildly, very mildly.
I don't know. I don't even remember what you asked me.
Anyway, Harry's experiencing a lot of grief here. All of them are kind of experiencing a lot of grief. But there's good moments that pop up in all this. You kind of like learn about Tonks and Lupin and Bill and Fleur. But there's not like a ton of info on this. It's just kind of like they're all together and they're rehashing a few things. I do love Fleur in this moment, though.
I love Fleur.
I know.
And she's like, what? You don't think he's going to want me anymore? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, she knows. She's like, I'm a babe.
What did she say? She's like, I'm pretty enough for both of us.
Yep. I love it. I'm good looking enough for both of us, I think.
That was like the redemption moment of, I remember you asking me what I thought about her, and I was like, I don't really think there's a reason like not to like her. But now I'm like, okay, I like her.
Yeah, for sure.
She's good heart.
That moment definitely wins you over. She's just great.
Yeah. And Lupin, I don't know. This is like really interesting to
Yeah?
me. It's like, I don't know. Everyone's bringing up valid points about their relationship. And then also, I just thought this was so funny because usually girls dye their hair after a breakup, but like Tonks, it's reversed. And I was just laughing thinking about that. But I don't know. I think like Lupin really loves her because he was like wanting what's best for her, even if that's not himself.
Yeah.
And that's like a big sign. But I don't know.
Do
It's
you think
just,
they should end up together?
I feel like if Tonks has like been in other relationships before him and it's not due to the fact that there's like a nationwide crisis and her cousin just died.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that you can't really judge from the outside unless like you know the people. But
Boring. We
he's
can
a
judge it from the
werewolf.
outside.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah.
That happens every single month.
Yep.
Is that like morally incorrect for him to like have a child?
It's a great question.
If a werewolf has a baby, is that a werewolf baby or they have to be bitten?
Nah, there's not enough studies on it in the wizarding world that you know. It's a fear for sure. Like if they have a kid, I'm sure Lupin is going to be terrified that that kid is going to have lycanthropy and end up just like him.
Wouldn't it be like less? Wouldn't it be kind of like a Bill werewolf?
It might be. Maybe it's like, yeah, you just like raw meat, you know? It might just be like something stupid.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
Do you like them together?
dude, I don't know. I talked to someone, I talked to Lana about this, and she had a really good take on it. And I think Lupin would have eventually gotten there, but I don't think it was the right time for it. Like, I think both of them need to process through what they're doing. Honestly, I think Lupin was kind of bullied into it.
By whom?
By everyone here.
Yeah, I didn't
It's-
like the fact
they're
that everyone
cornering
knew
him.
it was happening.
Yeah.
Because like you're talking to everyone else but the
Yes.
person.
So it's like an external decision that he's making rather than having, like, I'm with you. I think that Lupin truly does love her. Right now in Lupin's mind, he's trying to figure out certain things to maybe arrive at that goal of like, maybe I can be with Tonks one of these days. But right now it's just
Yeah.
not the right moment. And it's like, you know, it's so cliche to say, oh, it's like not the right timing. But for him, it's like legitimately not the right timing, you know?
I know. Because even when he was like, oh, I'm poor, I'm like, you can just take a year or two and
Yeah.
like work on that.
For
and
sure.
like, I don't know what
Yeah.
you need to do. But yeah, because if they're like a million times we've had this conversation, I was kind of imagining the situation like I guess they've known each other like for a few years
Yeah.
at least. But I was like trying to figure out how this happened. I was like, maybe they just started flirting and then it was like, oh, they just like got
Yeah.
too involved and it's like, oh, it's not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
But then Lupin's still like Lupin's really down bad, but then feels weird about it. And Tonks is like, it's fine, whatever.
It might be something like that, yeah.
I don't know.
Mine was always like, I almost thought the reverse of like Tonks falls bad for him. And he really likes her, but he knows like the age difference is like a thing that they got to work through too. It's just fascinating to me because Tonks is very wise for her age, but I think Lupin is one of the wisest characters that we get in the series. So I'm like, Lupin seriously knows. I feel like he really knows what he's talking about. I feel like all his fears are legitimate fears, and I think both of them need to work through that. Maybe they go to like couples therapy before they get in a relationship and figure out if it's actually going to work out or not, you know?
They also could die at any moment.
Agreed.
Either of them.
Agreed, yeah.
Which is another valid point
Yeah.
that
Yep.
they brought up.
And Lupin's got to face some of his inner demons before he actually gets in a relationship. Like, I just don't think he's in a right place to get in a relationship. So, like, if I'm in your position right now and I'm looking at what's going to happen in the relationship, I think it would crash and burn in the first few months because Lupin has these unresolved issues that he needs to figure out. Tonks, I love Tonks. She's maybe one of my top 3 characters in this book, but I think she's going into this without really and truly listening to what the problems are. I think Lupin is trying to bring up some serious things here, and everyone's just like waving it by, being like, oh, it's war, let's just get married. Oh,
Yeah.
young men don't always remain whole. They keep saying these stupid things without legitimately listening to what Lupin is saying and being like, it's a fair point, but you need to work through these things in that way. Like, they're not really helping him process through these things, or like they're just coming up with, they're just like, oh, might as well just do it.
And he might be out there biting people and like knowing
Agreed.
that he's doing that and not telling that to anybody
Yep,
in order.
agreed.
He'd be like, oh, I could actually like kill her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so,
But I feel like they've been like, I don't know, a thing for a while. Like
Yeah.
this to me felt like they were deciding to get married. Like it felt so absolute.
interesting.
It didn't feel like, oh, like just get it out there that you like each other. It was like, we've already had this conversation a million times and it's like, I don't know. Because Fleur was saying, oh, I'll still marry him. Like, I don't care that he's a werewolf. And then Tonks was like, see? That's what I'm saying. And then Lupin was like, no. But I'm like, if you're going to start like talking like you're going to get engaged, that's like way more.
Yeah, it's kind of true,
like,
actually.
This is too much doubt.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. I know. There's way too much doubt in this. I completely agree.
But I don't like how like the Weasleys were just like in on it too.
Yeah. I just don't like that he was cornered. Again, if you give Lupin another, like, not a few months, but I just don't know if it's the right time for it. The dude's got enough on his plate. I'm like, after the war,
Yeah.
that's the time for it.
Or after living with werewolves. Like once you get out of that.
Get out of that situation first.
Yeah.
Because essentially, it's like a drug dealer living with drug dealers right now. Let's marry each other. Let me get out of this situation before we get married.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
I feel like they've painted him out to seem really, really old from the beginning too. Because I thought he was like 50.
No.
Because on the train at the beginning, they're like this old looking disheveled man in a cloak in the corner. But that's because he was becoming a werewolf.
Yeah.
We didn't know that.
But the stress of that has probably like aged his face. I'm sure that he looks older than he really is. So their age difference is really like, I think 12 years, like 11, 10, 12 years. But yeah, I don't know. I think Tonks is mature. I think Lupin is very mature and wise for his age. I don't know. I think he probably could have come to this conclusion on his own, but I think this thing is, they're cornering him. I think they're kind of
just wait a couple years.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, honestly, I'm like,
Tonks probably has a lot of life experience though, being an Auror.
Agreed. Yeah. Again, I think it could work, but again,
that's what I mean. We can't judge these things from the outside.
I know. Seriously, I want to sit down with them in couples therapy.
What does he look like in the movie?
He's a good looking dude in the movie. He's a good looking dude in the illustrated version. I gotta find a picture of him.
Yeah.
He's actually like a pretty stunning dude. Let me try to find it right now. Actually,
a stunning dude. What is Tonks like in the movie?
She's cute. Actually, Lupin is a little bit more gaunt than I remember him in the Jim K version. But I'm gonna send this to you.
Gaunt.
Yeah.
The House of Gaunt.
Ooh. Tonks is kind of like not like bubbly, like clumsy, like just kind of like she's cute. How did that work?
Yeah, that maybe is also part of the issue. Is like they play into Tonks's like childlikeness in that way.
Yeah.
And then they play into Lupin's agedness.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
But
all right, I just sent it to you. I think he's kind of a good looking dude. He's got like that old scholar kind of vibe to him.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. That is not what I thought at all.
What did you think?
I don't know, like round.
Really?
Yeah.
Round?
And like kind of like bald.
Oh man, so you thought he was like a hideous old guy.
Not bald. I'm trying to like actually envision what I think of him like. I definitely like overweight.
Really?
Yeah.
But he's a werewolf.
I don't know what that looks like.
I feel like he'd be super gaunt. I feel like he'd be like weirdly skinny.
Okay, I've never seen a werewolf. the
That's true.
moon
Valid point.
behind him. Yeah. I think I also just like mentally age him up like
Yeah.
crazy in my mind because that seems
Yeah.
really old, but
Tonks can like add some extra wrinkles onto her appearance too, just so they like look closer in age, I guess. You can like
there's
put
like
a few
people in
gray
their
strands.
30s are like still in their prime though, I feel.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Like mentally I feel like they're, kind of old.
Thanks.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I think Lupin's kind of like in his prime.
I'm just gonna look up the actor Lupin and see
Yeah.
what Lupin from the movie is like.
He's a pretty famous actor.
Ew. What? That is not correct.
Thewlis? David Thewlis?
Here, I'm just gonna Google Tonks too. What?
Not how you picture it?
Oh my god. What in the world? Ew.
Is it really not how you pictured? What
Yes,
what's
are
your
you
depiction
kidding
of
me?
Tonks?
Tonks looks like a man in here, Loki.
Yeah. I don't think the movies is a great depiction of her, if I'm being completely honest. I definitely have something different in my head.
That's crazy. And Lupin looks like how I would picture Peter Pettigrew.
Interesting.
The little
Peter Pettigrew's even
mustache.
grosser. Yeah, I think Lupin's a little like too greasy in the movies.
He needs a haircut.
I wish they made him more like scholarly and professorly.
Tonks look really old.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
I don't know how I picture her not with the mullet that she's got going on in that picture. I think just like a normal, like thin brunette, like wavy hair. I don't know. Just like a normal person. But then she's not even brunette. She's like
She could be-
mousy brown hair.
Yeah, well, she could transform her into anything she wants. So
Pink.
she's a babe in my mind. All right, chapter 30, the White Tomb.
That's literally like your Lupin's age, though.
I know, yeah, so I shouldn't say that.
That's like us.
Yeah, it kind of is.
12.
Yeah,
12
around 12 years. Yeah, it's crazy, Lizzie. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Anyway,
I have yeah. That's never mind. Chapter 30, the White Tomb. Give me a quick summary of this one.
this is the funeral,
Mm-hmm.
and Dumbledore is actually dead.
For real
That's
dead.
the only information I gained. I hated how Hagrid like carried him down the aisle in like his little cloak thing.
Really?
That was so sad to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they just kind of discuss like what's gonna happen to Hogwarts. I feel like not much happens here. Like they're just closing out
Yeah.
the chapter. They're closing the book out.
It's just
He
like
breaks
a nice.
up with Ginny, which I was also shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But that's even what we were talking about before. They're pressuring. Harry's making, like, legitimately, Harry's making good decisions.
I
He
get
probably
his
should break up with Ginny at this point. It's dangerous.
for the sake of Ginny's safety, yes.
And Ginny knows that it's noble and knows that it's right. Maybe because they're a little bit younger, they know they have time if like they last through this. Maybe like, Tonks and Lupin are like, oh, we don't have a lot of time, I don't know. Something stupid like that. But Harry's doing it for good reasons.
Yeah. But I still feel like it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because if you're so aware that Voldemort's going to use Ginny, it's like, wouldn't you just like defeat the purpose? And I feel like Ginny's probably not going to be in that much danger.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she's not going to come with them.
Yeah, agreed. Fully agreed.
So,
But I mean, it would distract Harry too. So maybe it's like, get it out of his mind, so he's not like constantly thinking about it. So I don't know. But that was a little sad one, because he was like, that line where he talks about it. I think he says like, it's been like something out of someone else's dream
yeah.
or someone else's life.
That was nice.
I know. I'm like, oh,
And she's like, "Oh, this is like something noble, isn't it?"
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yep, it is.
I still don't understand, like, where is he gonna go? Like, what is he gonna do? He's just gonna walk out the gates and
Hey,
just go?
Great question.
Because he's gonna go to Godric's Hollow.
Okay, so he's gonna go to Godric's Hollow. So he's got to do a few things before he starts his trek. What are the things that he has to do before he goes on his trek?
Is this like a creative question? Or am I supposed
No.
to know the answer to this?
We know 2 things that he has to do.
We do?
Dumbledore told him one thing,
Mm,
and the Weasleys told him another thing.
I don't know. He has to go to the wedding.
Yeah, he has to go to the wedding.
Is that one of them?
That's one of them.
Really?
Yeah. He's gonna go to the wedding at the Burrow.
And he's going to. Oh, he has to go back to the Dursleys.
Yes. He has
But
to go back to
that's
the
like-
Dursleys because that's where he's the most protected at the moment.
Still, why? Just like refresh the magic.
Yeah. Remember at the beginning that Dumbledore came and they had like the whole download of information.
Mm-hmm.
And Dumbledore was like, he needs to come back one more time because he's safe here. So there's some kind of protection over the house that we don't really know what it is yet. But there's some kind of protection that Harry needs to go, confirm the last little bits of protection, like soak it up, and then he's going to go to the Burrow at the wedding. And then after that, who knows?
You gotta charge up that safety battery.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he's 17, right? You have to go to your 18.
Yep.
When's his birthday? August?
It is
October?
no,
September?
July 30th. When is
July 30.
July 31st? Sorry, I always forget that. July 30th or 31st.
So I guess he's gonna go right there.
Yeah.
He's not much time left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like didn't he just say internally like he knew that he has to go back to where his parents were and then visit their graves?
Yeah. That's what he wants
Is
to
it
do.
just like a scavenger hunt? Like did Dumbledore prepare other things?
It's a great question. Did Dumbledore prepare other things? Harry asks this one thing where he sees Dumbledore's body and he's like, I wish I asked him so many questions before he died. Harry doesn't know what he's doing right now.
That's
Did-
what I don't understand is like the map is empty. Like there
Yeah.
is no next step.
Yeah.
And Harry I think is like so dumb. Like I don't think he's going to figure out where to go.
Okay.
Unless he like drinks the lucky potion. It's like, "Oh, my heart's telling me like
Not a
the
bad idea,
left.
honestly.
The fork in the road. I don't know."
So diary's destroyed.
Okay, good. This
The-
was exactly where my mind was going to.
The ring's destroyed.
Yes.
Those 2.
The locket's like
We don't know where the locket
MIA.
is. The locket's MIA. It's with RAB. If RAB's dead or alive, we don't know where the locket is.
The snake is wherever Voldemort
Snake is wherever Voldemort is.
Maybe the snake is still in that house and then he knows where the house is.
Okay.
Because wouldn't that
interesting.
house be near Godric's Hollow? Was the house
Yeah.
in Godric's Hollow?
We don't know.
I think snakes are not that hard to kill. So
Okay.
I think that's probably next on the list.
All right, the snake.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so there's 4. Then we have the cup.
Is that confirmed?
Kind of. Dumbledore seemed to have confirmed that one.
The Hufflepuff cup?
Yeah.
The Huffle cup?
Yeah, the Huffle cup.
Okay. But that we don't have any idea where that is.
No idea where that one is.
Didn't that girl have that though?
What girl?
Oh.
Oh.
Hepzibah?
Yeah, but Hepzibah, he murdered her Hepzibah Smith and made the Horcrux with the cup. So then he went away and hid it somewhere. We don't know where it is.
He bought the locket with the cup.
No,
what
he
did
just,
he-
he just killed Hepzibah Smith and stole both of them.
Okay, true.
'Cause-
Good point.
He
There
doesn't
was
have to
no
buy it.
transaction.
No transaction. You die, I
But
get
he
everything.
got 2 of them at once, no?
Yeah, the cup and the locket.
So
She had
maybe
both.
like the cup is gonna be near the locket
Okay.
because, just like a shorter trip.
That'd be great.
I don't know.
And then you think the sword maybe? We don't know what the last little one is.
The
Not
sword is
sure.
like in Hogwarts though, right?
Yeah.
That seems well. Maybe that's not crazy
What?
that it's in Hogwarts because that's why he would want to go back to Hogwarts.
Okay.
But like, when would he even get that there? Because that came with the founder.
Yeah. I came with the founder, and Harry's actually wielded that to kill a basilisk before.
Maybe you have to use a Horcrux to kill a Horcrux.
Interesting.
So that's why, like, the Fang and the diary.
Interesting take there. The Fang
Sword.
was a basilisk. The Fang wasn't Nagini. The basilisk
It's just
wasn't the same.
Arbitrary basilisk.
Yeah, it was just a big old
Hmm.
basilisk.
I still like my theory.
That's an interesting theory, but maybe Nagini's a baby basilisk and like it transfers over the powers in some way.
Maybe
It's a good theory.
Nagini is the father. That was all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna go for the snake first for some reason.
Okay.
I guess because that's just like at least visible.
So they definitely have to go on a quest. They have some. They at least they know where the snake is. It's by Voldemort at all
And he
times.
can parcel tongue that snake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right to him.
Come here.
Here's a snakey.
Come here. But the best lead that they have right now is the locket and trying to figure out who RAB is.
Maybe he goes back to his like parents and then he finds like, I don't know, like you visit your hometown and you like find the old records of stuff.
Behind the gravestone, the snake was there all along.
Yeah.
And it tries to
There's like a
kill
little
him.
snake egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he can just collect information either from people that knew them or I don't know, just like pick up little bits of information here and
Yeah.
there.
I like that.
Most people seem not to know about Horcruxes though, so once again, not sure how that's gonna help.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll find Snape somewhere.
And he would
And he
kill
can
him.
like enslave him into his service.
Sheesh, I don't know about that.
Why was this is like way back, but this question I don't think I asked and definitely didn't get an answer. But
you say that with resentment.
what?
You're like, I definitely didn't get an answer.
Because I didn't ask.
Yeah.
But when Snape made the unbreakable vow, Peter Pettigrew was just like chilling in the house with him,
Yeah.
which is really weird to me. And then I was like thinking back, trying to figure out how this could all not be true about Snape killing Dumbledore. And I was like, what if he Imperious Snape and then somehow Snape is like not bound to the unbreakable vow, which doesn't solve anything because then he's just killing Dumbledore out of spite. But
Yeah.
like the fact that Peter Pettigrew was there and then Snape was just like, oh, he's just probably like listening at the door. Like, why is that man in your house? Are they just like bound to each other? Like, I don't know. Because they're like the OGs. Maybe they're
Yeah.
besties. Maybe they're
I
more
don't
than
know.
besties.
Yeah, they're just work besties.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Answer that question though. Why
No.
is Peter Pettigrew? Because he hasn't come up again. He's just in the stairwell thing
Yeah.
behind the cabinet, and then that's it.
I mean, I'll answer it just at some length. He's just like Peter Pettigrew is kind of like a weakling, kind of like a secondary character. Essentially has been assigned to Snape to help him with whatever Snape needs.
He's assigned by Voldemort.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen in the book.
It kind of did.
It did?
Yeah.
When?
In the beginning, when they're together, Snape says something along the lines of like, Voldemort brought you here to assist me. Because Snape says, go get the elf-made wine or go get the mold wine or whatever it is. And Pettigrew's bummed. He's like, I'm not your servant. Don't boss me around. And then Snape says, I'm under the impression that Voldemort sent you here to assist me and to help me.
Ooh.
So Voldemort sent Pettigrew and put them two together to give them whatever, like help them do whatever they needed to do. So it seems like Voldemort gave Snape a task. Not really sure what that one is yet. It could have happened in this book. We don't really know any of the background behind what they were doing together. That sounds weird, but
What's going on?
they're falling in love.
Does Voldemort trust Peter Pettigrew though?
No.
But he's so weak. Like, if he left, I don't think much would change.
Yeah, not much would change for sure. But Pettigrew is too scared to leave.
Yeah, because he'd probably just die instantly.
Yeah.
See, like, why would you go serve
I
Voldemort?
know. Agreed. It's ridiculous. Why would you even put yourself through that? It's ridiculous. Here's a good line that we have. And then, without warning, it swept over him. The dreadful truth, more completely and undeniably than it had until now. Dumbledore was dead. Gone. He clutched the cold locket in his hand so tightly that it hurt, but he could not prevent hot tears spilling from his eyes. He looked away from Ginny and the others and stared out over the lake toward the forest as the little man in black droned on. There was movement along the trees. The centaurs had come up to pay their respects too. They did not move into the open, but Harry saw them standing quite still, half hidden in shadow, watching the wizards, their bows hanging at their sides. And Harry remembered the first nightmarish trip into the forest, the first time he had ever encountered the thing that was then Voldemort, and how he had faced him, and how he and Dumbledore had discussed fighting a losing battle not long thereafter. It was important, Dumbledore said, to fight and to fight again, and to keep fighting, for only then could evil be kept at bay, though never quite eradicated. So a weird question, but will Harry actually win this fight?
I think Voldemort will die at the end of the book. And I guess that's winning the fight.
Okay.
I don't know, because you can kill Voldemort, but you can't kill all the people that love the dark.
Yeah.
So it's just keeping it at bay. I feel like it's just somebody's always going to come up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like one villain dies.
Yeah, another one.
It's just going to be the next one.
So it's not so much like the ultimate sense, like they're going to lose this battle to Voldemort, but you just keep fighting nonetheless. It's like, if they kill Voldemort, someone else is going to pop up after him.
I don't think at a Voldemort capacity, though.
Yeah, okay.
I just think like a normal, like, dark wizards will exist. They'll be doing terrible things, wreaking havoc. But it's not going to be like where Voldemort's controlling dozens of people and like killing people all the time. And then impacting the Muggle world too.
Yeah.
So.
Good point. Fair point.
I like how Harry hangs on to the fake Horcrux.
Yeah.
That's really cute to me. And then I also like how he processes the grief differently in this book versus like for Sirius, because he keeps kind of smiling to himself and being like sentimental about remembering kind of like the happy memories and the things he liked about Dumbledore. Yeah. But for Sirius, I feel like he was just like so suffocated by it and like nothing was happy. Yeah. And I don't think he's like knows how to grieve yet or like has made so much progress in that. I think kind of just both things happened to him and he just lived on. But it's definitely like a different it's just like a different way of processing it for him right now, I think. But maybe that's because he feels like he has this big charge and like this purpose going forward where he has to be like the new Dumbledore. Like he said, you're a powerful wizard, like you can do this.
Yeah. Because he was out destroying an office when Sirius died. Right now he seems very docile. He seems like he just wants to be alone most of the time. Like with his own thoughts, like doing his own thing. But yeah, maybe he just like has stepped into a leadership role in a better way. And he's like, he has purpose, he has a task, he knows what he has to do, so he's just gonna go do it. And like that's how he's gonna honor the memory of Dumbledore or something like that. So I think when you have more purpose in someone's death, like Sirius was a purposeless death. Like what is coming after that? But this one seems like, okay, I know the task that Dumbledore's assigned to me and I'm gonna do this to honor his memory.
Yeah. And he felt guilty for Sirius's death because it like wasn't necessarily necessary. Neither was Dumbledore's, but Dumbledore like did it to himself.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I also think that when Dumbledore became a painting in the office, I was like, okay, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
That's when that's what it's legitimately so confirmed.
Yeah, because
there's like 20 things that really confirm his death, and finally the portrait comes up. You're like,
yeah,
bummer.
It was after that though, because the portrait happens before the flame thing, and the flame thing, I was like, oh,
he's back. No,
he's gone. So yeah, I'm quite sad, and now I have to wait.
Not long. Well, just do like a few
I would have been
days.
halfway done with the next book by now. I'm so serious. If I was not doing this for the podcast, I would probably be halfway through the book
Yeah.
in like 30 hours after.
We'll figure out a very fast way. You can record really fast. So like legitimately we can do like, 5 chapters a day and you can breeze through it this summer in like a week. People would love that. A little like shortened.
Marathon week.
We could
What's
do
the last one is Deathly Hallows?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're coming into the Deathly Hallows.
Is
So-
that like the Horcruxes? Is that what that's? What is a hallow?
It's a great question. We'll end this podcast with that question. What is that? What is a Deathly Hallow?
Halo pronounced incorrectly. A Deathly Hallow? That's different from a hollow. Isn't like there's something with the Headless Horseman? Isn't that like something hollow? Oh, Sleepy Hollow. That's
Yeah,
not right.
Sleepy Hollow, not Hallow.
Deathly Hallows. Halloween. Hallow? I don't know what
Hallowed
that is.
Eves.
Hallows. Is it like a ghost?
Halloween is the eve of All Saints Day.
So what does hallows mean? What's the root?
Probably
I'm always
saint.
trying to Latin root the spells and stuff. Like figure out what they
I
do.
mean, like Agios is Greek for like saint-like or something like that. And then I know it's somewhat similar in Latin. It's like Sanctus, or something like
For
that.
what?
For saint. So I think it's
But
the
that's-
eve of
that's not
Halloween is All
even-
Saints Day.
Oh, you're talking about
Hallow.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Hallow.
I think it's like the root is hollow, like hallowed. Something is hallowed,
Oh, like it's holy?
like revered.
or like hailed?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm still lost.
So
Something is
these are-
important.
These things are deathly revered. The Deathly Hallows.
revered. I'm assuming that's just the Horcruxes.
Okay. Maybe we'll see.
Okay. Deathly Hallows. Maybe they're like weapons? Why are they deathly? Horcrux isn't deathly. Is
They are.
deathly the same as
You
deadly?
have to kill someone, or yeah, deadly. The deadly Horcruxes versus the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah. Different. Two very different things.
Okay, maybe
Not
we'll
sure
see.
what they mean, but they're not the same. No, I'm just guessing Horcruxes
All right.
in Latin. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see. Give me. This is the end of the book. So give me your favorite character in this entire book
Ooh,
and your
The
hot
whole
tamale in this
book?
whole book.
the whole book.
And if you have a favorite moment or like a favorite chapter.
I feel like I should also just say the cave because I kind of remembered that too.
Yeah.
But like not really.
It's a incredible chapter.
I think Ginny's hot tamale for the whole book.
Agreed.
In Excess of Phlegm was such a good chapter though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny.
It's, yeah.
What are my things again? I have to do a hot tamale, a house cup.
Yeah, House Cup. Who's the
Is
best
that-
character?
That's
Favorite
just
character?
overall. Harry Potter.
Typical. I'm giving it to
You know, he is the namesake.
yeah, I'm giving it to Dumbledore for this book.
Honestly, dare I say Snape was a
I
really
know.
good character.
Kind of hot tamale energy right there. A little abusive hot tamale energy,
Not into that.
but
But yeah, like even like the mystery part of him being the Half-Blood Prince, like he did have a really good development throughout the whole book
yeah, for sure.
in terms of House Cup.
Really well written
Hot
character
tamale.
in this book.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Did I miss? Was that all of them?
That's it.
Let's go.
Crushed it. Well, thanks for joining us on our journey of Harry Potter and the Second Time Reader.
See ya.
Bye.